What is up? I am Zedmot. We've got to do the annoying code Zedmot reminder, and then we're gonna jump into warships, and the warships have been going pretty good. I probably should be in 22 by now, but as you can see, I kind of just play and then I stop because I'm making progress and I want to share it with you guys, and I just don't want to do it without you guys. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to push, hopefully, into 22, need some people to fizzle, but as you can see, this is where I got building health, and Seeker players still running over me. 315, quick times. I have just done the math, and this is going to be my next little leg. You can see up there, I just got the building health. I went all the way back through this stuff, most of it, which was pretty useful, to be honest. Getting some troop health, getting some troop damage, no, tiny shock, and then getting some building health. Not using Scorchers, but overall getting some value. Maybe I should be using Scorchers. I don't know. Let me know if you're using them with some value, but this is my last hurrah. And it's not my complete last hurrah because I still plan to get that microwaver, but I need to do the math, and I think that because my next chest is going to be in the afternoon, which means Everspark on her own is going to be useless, so I might just get this right now, which would push Everspark to midnight, which would then push that to maybe 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Those are the kind of details that can push you further in a season, and now that I've thought about that, I'm pretty darn sure that we can spend this, so we're just gonna do that. And maybe that microwaver will help us a little bit, and I don't want to rebuild my base, even though I've already proven that my base is not well done. So we're gonna move things a little tiny bit. We're gonna move you over there, and let's move a little bit further. We can move a little bit down the road here, and then you're gonna go over to there, and I'm trying to make some room back here for a microwaver. Maybe I go like that and over there, and just mostly I think I just moved everything back to where I got it from before, but that's fine and dandy. Let's move you to there, and sure, that looks reasonable, I think. So that should set us up halfway decently, trying to get some space between things because people have artillery, and then also knowing that people love to throw their remote defibs down here and up there, so we've at least protected this one a little bit better. Probably not the best base layout, but I don't build bases. Also notice that I have gone to one boat of heavies. This is not a sexy attack. I definitely considered getting heavy chopper, rocket chopper, but I've already leaned into defense, so we might as well lean a bit more. Getting 100% building health with 130% building damage hopefully will be the be-all, end-all. And I gotta tell you, if you're thinking of going that 130% building damage route, do make gosh darn sure that you have rocket launchers. Because if you don't have rocket launchers, you're gonna have a bad time. Just shock blasters with the damage doesn't do it. You have to get the rocket launchers for that extra A, 4 defenses, and B, just how big their range are. They just help tremendously against mech Zuka players, mech rifle Zuka players. This could cost me a lot of stars if we lose. Anytime I see someone, I've beaten a couple 23s, I've lost to a couple 20s, it just depends on their skill level, and by the looks of things, I don't even know if I need heavies on this one. They don't have rocket launchers, they don't have shock blasters, and they don't have any building stuff, so I'm going to try to go a little bit faster than I typically do, because why the heck not? Dropping you there, and we're just gonna go. Just full on giving her. Probably need to watch this left-hand side a little bit. We're gonna get those guys out, and then just gonna watch for wherever the heck those probably need to go something like that, and then something like that. Tiny shocks on all of the things where our rocket choppers are going to show up before everything else, and trying to be fast, which is not a great idea typically in this sort of tech tree, But, okay, there we go. Now we can go slow. So that is the advantage of going fast to start with, is that now we can slow down. And I'm almost certain that we're going to clear this base, which is actually, I'm 100% certain we're going to clear this base. As that tiny shock comes out, we get all that stuff back there. And my time is going to be almost reasonable. Generally, my times are quite slow, but because this person had no building health and no building damage, they are not going to get into diamond through us, unfortunately for them. Let's see what happened with Dr. L. We only got 5 stars, which isn't great. And there we go. Send and Rudy on that right-hand side, and then Send and Seekers up, left, and then right, and then Seekers just walking into harm's way and done. So picking up the win, getting even closer there, and I'll show you my attack on DDM where they have a little bit of building health, and so that's where I went down to the 1 boat of heavies. So we've got rifles on that left. Using defib before we start losing heavies is important because we actually get some decent damage out of rifles. And then same thing back here, getting them clearing and using the tiny shock on the mortar, which might be a bit of a surprise, but let's be honest, it'll keep my rifles alive, and then just using those tiny shocks on all of the ranged things. Knowing the general range of things, don't have to be concerned about machine guns or flamethrowers, but then we start to think about cannons, and just as planned, and then using a tiny shock on the sniper tower even, which is just because we had a whole bunch of GBE. So this tech is working. I feel like I should be able to get 22, but it starts to be that time when I need to show you this graphic right about here, where the 40% reset is coming back. So I need to get into 23 if I want to start at 13. And I hate reminding people that the end is near, but the end is near. 4 days, 13 hours left. So it's time to start thinking about your end game meta, whether that be going to 7 engine rooms. I can't wait to watch the 7 engine room players. That's going to be bonkers. I think they're all going to go for that 200% building health note at the end, but who knows? It's going to be super interesting. And speaking of super interesting, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to bring that 1 boat of heavies back just to be overly cautious. I know it's way more cautious than I need to be, but that is the nature of this tech tree, is we're just going to be as cautious as we possibly can. I'm going to send you guys over into here, and then we're going to get that over in there, and then we should be set for walking through this base. And that's kind of my standard drop. I get some boats going left and some boats going right, and then it's just trying to figure out what's going to happen when my troops go across that gap, and then my troops are slow on that side. So far, doing a halfway decent job. Need to get that side shocked because that cannon was going to take out a rocket chopper, and then we're going to get some more of you pink zombie dudes on that left-hand side. And now I think we're set up. Just need to be very aware of this cannon in the middle here. Probably need to get that guy out. Not sure that was actually required. And then you can see that our rocket launchers not doing much, but we need to be aware of when we get close to those cannons. So health on our rocket chopper's definitely not super duper high, so need to be a little bit cautious, but I think we're set because this left-hand side's going to do some work for us. And then as soon as Captain Rudero gets close there, he's going to distract that cannon for a second, and then we're going to throw a tiny shock on that other cannon. And I really wish I had flares about now, because just waiting for your troops to go wherever the heck they want can be a little bit slow and frustrating. But our times are getting a little bit decent. Like, that's almost a respectable time-ish against Amos Benedetto. And I placed this player a whole lot of times. Now, do we have enough damage on those sniper towers? Please, yes. Now we just see how much GBE he has to, if he can take down that engine room with Rudero. Does he have another one? And is it going to be wasted? Oh, come on. Barely picking up the win by the skin of our teeth. And speaking of skin of teeth, 99 stars out of a possible 100 on that rank. So obviously ranking up to 22 would help us with those chests, and that microwaver choice, again, I stress these things every season, I feel like, but knowing when your next chest is coming, like, I'm not going to be using Everspark, so unlocking her at 5 p.m, waste of time. I'm not going to be playing at 1 or 2 a.m, so delaying that worked out fairly well. So try and plan your chests, try and plan your unlocks. I am a very casual player. I don't play after like 10 p.m. So if I can plan these tiny details, you can as well. I've had a couple of you comment saying you're looking for your first global top 500 trophy. This is a good season to get it. I'm sitting at 130 rank somehow, some way around Kaiser, and if you visit Kaiser, that is a beast player with a top 5 trophy. So I am in the halls of greatness, or surrounded by greatness, or something at the second. So the tech tree is working. If you have been following me since the start of the season, hopefully you're going the same sort of route. I'm going to leave it here. Come back tomorrow, see if I made it to 22, see how that extra troop damage is going to do for us. That's going to make things... I mean, we're going to get troop damage, shocks, and building health, all within 5 unlocks. That's pretty darn awesome. Looking forward to that. That should do great things for us. But do be aware that window is also closing. People are going towards bombardiers and heavy choppas at some point. They probably will be tight for tokens with heavies and heavy choppas, but realistically, that's a great way to combat bases like this. So, if you want to copy my base for some reason, there it is in all its grid glory if you want to take a screenshot. Otherwise, I am going to be AFK a bunch because the kids' baseball provincials are starting tomorrow. Let me know your favorite baseball thing. Let me know what you think about the tech tree, where you're at, where your plans are. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm Zedmot. Peace.